Most people believe that fat only melts away when you're dripping with sweat in the gym, but physiologically speaking, that's completely wrong. Exercise is just the stimulus, while sleep is the main event. In reality, the breakdown of visceral fat, the stubborn, dangerous fat surrounding your organs, happens most aggressively while you are unconscious. Every night, you have an 8-hour golden window for your body to become a passive fat-burning incinerator. The key isn't determined by how exhausted you are, but by your hormonal balance the exact moment you close your eyes. Imagine your body has two managers: cortisol, the day shift keeping you alert, and human growth hormone, or HGH, the night shift dedicated to burning fat and recovery. The rule is, they never work at the same time. If you go to bed with skyrocketing cortisol levels, HGH is locked out. You waste 8 precious hours and wake up with the exact same amount of fat. Today, I will show you how to fire cortisol so HGH can take over. It's time to force your body to burn visceral fat overnight. The first step in our countdown protocol is to establish a curfew for your stomach. Stop eating at least 3.5 hours before bed. Physiologically, we all know insulin is the enemy that blocks lipolysis, fat burning. But at night, the presence of insulin is even more dangerous because it directly competes with melatonin, your sleep hormone. When you eat a late meal, especially one heavy in carbs, the heavy digestion process immediately raises your core body temperature. At the same time, your insulin spikes. This combination creates a thermal conflict that completely destroys the architecture of deep sleep. By closing the kitchen early, you are sending a powerful evolutionary signal to the brain. The hunt is over. It is time to rest and recover. However, there is one important exception. If you are currently struggling with waking up at 3 a.m. due to nocturnal hypoglycemia, fasting for too long right now can stress the body and push cortisol up. In that case, a small amount of protein or healthy fat, like a small spoonful of nut butter, right before bed acts as an anchor to stabilize your blood sugar. But remember, the ultimate goal, once your metabolism becomes flexible again, is this: close the kitchen early. Next, at the 2.5-hour mark before sleep, we will use a brilliant biological lever to help lock down insulin: herbs. Even if you have stopped eating, your blood sugar levels can still fluctuate slightly. To completely extinguish the remnants of insulin and clear the path for human growth hormone, HGH, to enter, you need a catalyst. That is apple cider vinegar, ACV, or cinnamon tea. The acetic acid in apple cider vinegar and the active compounds in cinnamon have been scientifically proven to have excellent insulin sensitizing capabilities. They act like a vacuum, pulling excess sugar out of the bloodstream, bringing your blood sugar down to a safe baseline rapidly. The sooner your body lowers its blood sugar, the faster HGH is released to do its job of burning visceral fat. The execution is simple. Mix 1 tablespoon of organic apple cider vinegar into a large glass of water, or sip a warm cup of unsweetened cinnamon tea. One small but critical warning: if using ACV, always drink it through a straw to protect your tooth enamel from the acidity, and rinse your mouth with plain water immediately after. This is a tiny hack with a massive metabolic impact. With exactly 2 hours left before sleep, we enter the phase of setting up the lighting architecture. Your eyes are not just cameras for seeing, they are hormonal triggers. Inside your retinas, there are specific sensors, melanopsin ganglion cells, that are incredibly sensitive to blue light frequencies. When blue light from your TV, phone, or overhead LED bulbs hits these sensors, they send a direct signal to the brain with the message: it is high noon. Keep cortisol elevated to the maximum. This is where 99% of people unknowingly sabotage all their weight loss efforts. They marinate in this fake high noon light until 11 p.m., pushing their circadian rhythm backward and delaying the release of fat-burning hormones by several hours. The protocol here is sunset simulation. 2 hours before bed, you must change your environment. Turn off the blinding overhead lights. Switch to floor lamps or table lamps with warm amber-colored bulbs. If you must look at a screen, wear blue light blocking glasses. By darkening your environment, you are rolling out the red carpet for melatonin. As melatonin rises, it not only puts you to sleep, but also binds directly to the pancreas to lock down insulin secretion, preparing your cells for a perfect fasting state. As the countdown hits the 90-minute mark, we will take a step that seems contradictory but is absolutely crucial. Take a hot shower or bath. This is known as the warm bath effect, or physiological vasodilation. For your body to enter a deep fat-burning state, your core temperature must drop. When you expose your skin to hot water, your blood vessels expand, pushing blood from the core of your body to the surface of your skin to cool you down. The moment you step out of the bathroom into a cooler room, your core body temperature plummets rapidly. This positive thermal shock perfectly mimics the natural temperature drop at sunset, sending a powerful biological signal to the brain. It is time to shut down. It knocks you out faster than any sleeping pill. Important note: do not bathe for too long or use water so hot that it makes your heart race. That will backfire and stimulate your sympathetic nervous system 1 hour before falling asleep. We need to deal with another type of cortisol, psychological cortisol. Have you ever lain in bed, physically exhausted, but your mind is racing with unsent emails or unpaid bills? In psychology, this is called the Zeigarnik effect. Our brains tend to hold on to open loops of unfinished tasks, creating an underlying anxiety that keeps cortisol constantly elevated. To force the brain to disconnect, you must close these loops manually. The protocol here is the brain dump. Grab a physical piece of paper and a pen. Absolutely no phones. Write down everything you need to do tomorrow and the worries that are haunting you. When you externalize the data onto paper, you are telling your brain, everything is recorded. We will not forget. You can rest right now. This simple act can lower anxiety levels and psychological cortisol dramatically, creating a perfect boundary between today and tomorrow. At the 45-minute mark, we turn to natural chemical weapons. Note, these are optional amplification tools. Please consult a doctor if you are undergoing medical treatment. First is glycine, 3 to 5 grams. This amino acid helps rapidly drop your core temperature, sending you straight into the deep sleep phase, where human growth hormone, HGH, explodes. Second is magnesium bisglycinate, the relaxation mineral. It acts like a shield, reducing the sensitivity of your adrenal glands and blocking the signal to produce cortisol. Finally, apigenin, found in chamomile tea. This compound binds to the sedative receptors in the brain, soothing you to sleep smoothly without side effects. This trio doesn't knock you out with artificial chemicals. They simply provide the raw materials for your natural sedation system to activate automatically. Only 30 minutes left. The room is dark, the body is cool, and the mind is cleared. The final step: manually pull the brake on your nervous system, shifting it into the rest and digest state. This is when we activate the vagus nerve using the physiological psi 428 technique. Sit on the edge of your bed. Inhale deeply through your nose for 4 seconds. Hold your breath for 2 seconds. Exhale slowly through your mouth for 8 seconds. The secret is, the exhale must be longer than the inhale. It is the physical brake pedal for your heart rate. Repeat this 10 times. This change in chest pressure will send an all-clear signal to the entire body, throwing the doors wide open for HGH to enter and incinerate visceral fat. You have turned your body into a perfect fat-burning furnace all night. Don't ruin it the second you open your eyes. To extend this magic for several more hours, execute this morning routine. First, delay breakfast. Do not consume carbohydrates or sugar immediately. Keep insulin flatlined, forcing the body to pull the last drops of visceral fat for fuel. Second, drink a glass of water with a pinch of unrefined sea salt, like Celtic or Himalayan salt, to replenish minerals and electrolytes after an 8-hour dry fast. Third, get natural sunlight within the first 15 minutes of waking up. Bright light hitting your retina will completely shut down melatonin and reset your biological clock. By doing this, you not only lock in last night's fat loss results, but also set the foundation for a perfect fat-burning cycle tonight. Imagine your evening as a slope. Most people try to jump off a cliff. They go straight from high stress, rapid-fire screen scrolling right to the pillow, expecting deep sleep. Your body cannot make that jump. By following this countdown protocol, the stomach curfew, lighting architecture, thermal shock, mind dump, and nervous system break, you are building that slope. You are gently guiding your hormones into the exact zone where visceral fat oxidation becomes inevitable. Don't use willpower to force fat loss. Use your biological clock. If you find these physiological strategies truly powerful, hit the subscribe button to Gymless Grit right now so we can continue hacking the body's limits. Leave a comment if you are ready to start this protocol tonight. See you in the next one.